What's up guys, my name is Phil, welcome back to Miranda Detailing. Now in today's video, we're going to be doing a follow-up maintenance detail on this Honda Accord. So this Honda Accord came in for a new car prep and ceramic coating. So we did our paint enhancement and then we put C-Quartz UK Edition 3.0 on it, one layer. Now we're going to do a maintenance wash, we're going to decon it. Actually, we're not really going to do the full decon because we don't need to at this point. At least we'll see. But it's been about 5 months and the owner does his own maintenance on it. So we have not seen this thing for 5 months. So we're going to see how the coating is holding up, both on the paint and the wheels. And we are going to reinstall a coating on the windshield because the windshield was replaced. So we need to put a new coating on that. Plus, there's a little high spot that was left on the back fender here. So we'll take a look at that once we get everything washed. Oh, in fact, you can actually see it in the light here. So this will be a great way to show you how to remove high spots. I'm going to show you what we use to do that. And again, this is with the C-Quartz UK Edition. If it was any other coating like Crystal Serum Light and Up, those coatings are much stronger and you need to possibly wet sand it off. So we're going to see how we can remove this high spot. So guys, if you're enjoying videos like this, and I hope you are, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss stuff. Let's get started. So here's the Accord as it sits. And look, you can see the high spot right here. I don't know how we missed it before, but we told the owner, no problem. We're going to fix that and get rid of it. And it's the only high spot that was found on the vehicle. The rest of it was completely fine. So, yep. Don't know how that was missed, but sometimes, you know, it does. We are mortal, you know. We make mistakes. We also will fix them. So let's get this pulled out. We'll wash it. We're going to use, oh, I know. We're going to use CarPro Reset and put some of that in the MJJC, and then we're going to use CarPro Reload as the topper. But as we pull it out and wash it and rinse it, we'll check on the durability of it, see how well it's doing. The Honda is now cleaned, and as you saw, the performance is amazing. The paint is still looking incredible. Now, the wheels definitely took a hit, so we had to refresh them. We used the Sonax spray and seal product, which we really like. This stuff, great for wheels and quickly sealing any areas that you want to get protected. So overall, really nice. I mean, the wheel's still glossed up nicely. Now, what we used on here for just the cleaning aspect was the shampoo, the Reset, and then we mixed up some Art to Shine Citrus all-purpose cleaner. So it's a pH neutral all-purpose cleaner, and it was mixed about, I believe, just 1 to 4. So we use it for the tires and cleaning of the wheels, and it actually does a good job. So the wheels still have, well, actually no, they're just wet. Oh, not bad at all. They looked glossy, but they're not really, they're just wet. So not bad at all. That cleaned up great. Paint is still looking pretty good. There's a few little water spots in the paint already, and the pillars also took a beating, but that's just whatever, to be expected. They still look okay, but yeah, they're taking a beating. But whatever, it is a daily driver. It was meant to be driven, but the paint really is awesome. That protection, the Sea Quartz UK edition, 1 layer, is performing incredibly well, like it was just applied all the way to the bottom. No issues with the water pooling up or dying in any of these areas at all. In fact, it was performing better down here than it was on the top surfaces, but after being cleaned properly with the Reset shampoo, it brings it right back, cleans off all that grime. So, did a really good job. Let's see if we can catch a little bit of the sun. Yeah, you can still see it. I mean, it looks pretty good still. It's not swirled up like crazy yet. It's got a little bit of metallic in it. Really nice looking paint. There we go. That's helping a little bit. It's really hard to focus on this paint because of the color, but not bad. A few little spots here and there. But overall, it is looking really good. So we maintained it with CarPro Reload, so that'll add the protection on top of it. It's just good to do that, you know, every other month to every 3 months or so, and it just aids in the protection, layers of protection. So now let's pull it in. We're going to work on the windshield and that high spot in the back. Now the high spot is really hard to see out here in this type of lighting. I can pick it up right, yeah, I can pick it up right there. I don't know if the camera is picking that up. Yeah, it's like a little bit down here. Yep, there we go. You can see it. See the rainbowing? It's a high spot. All right, let's pull it in. Let's work on that. So now with it pulled in, let's put some lights to it. So you can see it here in the flat light, right there. It's hard to pick up on camera. You can definitely see it with the naked eye. So it's up here, you can see the rainbowing, and you can see it down there. Let's see if we can eliminate that. Let's brighten this up a little bit, see if that helps. Yeah, you can see that rainbowing, see? And it's up here as well. So just a little bit of CarPro Essence and work it into this area very, very gently. And this is not going to remove the coating. This is just going to remove the high spot. And just keep checking it. Make sure that it's actually removing it. It's helping remove it, just a little bit. All right, high spot is gone. Now it's nice and clear. Yep, looking good. Excellent. So it's not ideal to have to do that, but if you need to, you can hand polish it out with CarPro Essence and you'll be fine. Now, this is about 5 months old. That's 5 months old. It's fully cured. Took a while to rub out. And don't worry, it's not going to harm the coating underneath it because these coatings are tenacious. They are very, very strong. And if you do catch it early, you can also use CarPro Essence Plus. Now this is interesting. The difference is that other one you can use as a primer, the regular Essence. This you could actually use about a year in and actually give the coating a light polish with just like a soft black or red waxing pad, and you can go over the entire vehicle. So you can like decon it with an iron decon if you want, a strong cleaning shampoo. And if there are any dead areas or clogged areas, if that doesn't revive it, then you may need to do a light polish with that CarPro Essence Plus and just apply it like you see us machine apply waxes and sealants. Just buzz over it quickly, kind of work it in, it kind of disappears, kind of like CarPro Essence. It's very easy to work with, wipes away, and it kind of revives the coating, it kind of cleans it, and it adds its own protection. It's basically an all-in-one with the SiO2 particles in it, and it will kind of repair the coating on your paint, revive it, and you'll be good to go. So pretty awesome. But then you can always top it with Reload. Make sure to always maintain it properly. But that's how you can remove a high spot from a coating. So yeah, I mean, that just happens. That's the first high spot that I've had, actually ever, that I've seen that was that bad. I've seen others that were like a little tiny edge that you can quickly polish out easily, but that was a big spot. So I don't know how we missed that, but you know, hey, we're human, it happens. But we just took care of it for the owner, not a problem. And again, it's 5 months later, the coating itself is still holding up very strong. And now you can see under the lights, there's some deep scratches here, some stuff going on. But overall, I mean, the paint actually looks pretty decent. It doesn't look super, super swirly. So let's see if we can focus in on it. Yeah, right there, not bad. Just these deep marks here. But overall, paint looks pretty good. Now for the windshield, we're going to polish it, and then we're going to apply a ceramic coating or a really strong coating on the windshield. The one that we're going to use is from G-Technic, their G5 coating. We don't have any CarPro ones, but if I did, I'd use that. But it doesn't really matter. I like G-Technic G5, but I am going to polish it with the CarPro Ceraglass. This is actually one of my favorite glass polishes. The G-Technic G4 also works, their glass polish, but what makes the difference is this felt pad right here. So you can get a felt one or a rayon one. I think this one here is the Lake Country, I believe. I always forget. But I'll put links to these down below if you're interested in this. Now, I was talking with another fellow detailer and kind of a glass expert. His name is Chris from Platinum Auto Glass and Detail, I believe. Sorry, Chris, if I butchered that. But I've been talking to him about deep cleaning glass, and he gave me some really good pointers. Make sure that the glass is super clean. So washing it, clay barring it, you can even razor blade it. You can even use quadruple aught steel wool. That's the quadruple zero fine steel wool. Use it dry on glass and it kind of polishes it. It removes any type of gunk on the paint, I mean on the glass, bug etchings and all that stuff. It's not going to remove, you know, etching marks or pitting or scratches from the windshield wipers, but what it is going to do is deep clean the glass. That's really important, he says, because once you do that, you clean out all the pores. Now, whatever protection you put on it, even something as simple as the glass Rain-X stuff, it can double the durability on it. Of course, there's many other variables to that, but it gives you a much, much better adhesion to the glass. So that's why I'm going to use this pad, and I definitely notice the difference. If I just hand apply it or use any other type of pad, it doesn't work as well. This pad cuts through all that grime. I don't have any steel wool to show you that method, but I'll show you that in later videos. But this stuff is really going to deep clean the glass. So I'm going to pull these up, and this will catch any residual water here. And there are a few little bug etchings here, just remains from bugs, but they'll come right off with this. Now you don't have to work it like a like a compound or anything like that. It goes on really weird. So just apply it and do a couple of nice slow passes, and you're gonna have to use a damp towel to remove this stuff because it doesn't remove dry. That's all you need, and what I'm going to do is get an applicator, and I can put a little bit extra on here. You can kind of work with some of it on here as well and get all around the edges, because you don't want to get up close to the edges with the polisher, with that pad. It can chew up the rubber, so keep it away from the rubber or plastic trim. So use this to get up close to the edges of the glass, and it'll clean up any of that nasty like scum around the edges, really nasty stuff, and it cleans everything up. And it's okay if it gets a little wet. If there's like a drop of water, don't worry about it, it's okay. It actually kind of aids in lubricating it a little bit. I'm gonna go back over this because I got a little bit of water in the pad here, and it actually does help break up the residue, and it'll make it easier to wipe off. There we go. Plus you can see any other spots that the polisher hit or missed, and hit those by hand. But this is looking good. And I'm going to use a mist of water and then a dry towel. And let's see. And you'll notice it will make a difference. It will make the glass look grabby. There'll be absolutely no beading or sheeting of the water at all. It'll be extremely grabby. And that's good. That means it's completely clean, free of any oils or anything. And if you want to, you can add a little bit of glass cleaner. I have G-Technic G6 Perfect Glass. It's a really strong alcohol-based cleaner, and it just helps the water evaporate. This is looking really nice. Oh yeah. And once it starts to evaporate, you can just stop because the towel is going to get really grabby on there. So I'm going to load up the pad with a little bit more polish. Not a ton, 3 drops. That's it. And let's do the other side. And I have it set on low, but any other polisher, speed 4 should do it, maybe 5. Now, as far as your speed setting on your polisher, I'm using the cordless SPTA. It doesn't really have numbers, designations for the speed. Just has low, medium, high. But I would say probably around a 3-ish speed should be fine. It doesn't have to be high speed at all, so don't worry about that. As long as it is rotating on the glass and polishing it and evenly distributing the polish, and you're getting every square inch, then you'll be fine. I'm just going to use the glass cleaner right away. Oh yeah, that's good. Now the glass is super clean. Now the glass is perfectly prepped, cleaned, polished. It's ready to go. We're going to use G-Technic G5. I shake it up. This is like waxing your windshield. It's a cream formula, but it's very, very strong. And to apply it, 3 small little drops like that is all you need for pretty much half the windshield. You want this stuff to spread very, 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 very thin. And sometimes it can be weird. Sometimes it hazes and acts kind of funny, and other times it's fine. I think it could be due to temperatures, but I try to keep it nice and cool in here. But the thinner you spread it, the better it's going to be. It's going to dry quickly. It's going to be easier to remove. Yep, this is going on actually much better than previously. If it does haze up really weird on you, you have to give it a long time to dry. Just give it as long as you can, and you're going to use multiple towels. And at the end of it, you might need to use a little bit of glass cleaner. Just a little bit, just to break up the residue. But it shouldn't harm the coating underneath it. You do want this to sit for at least 12 hours untouched by water. It can be out in the sun. Actually, if it's out in the sun, it should cure it a little faster. But as long as you don't get it wet. Nice. Yeah, this applied very, very nicely. Super, super thin. So this little bottle can last a long time. You can make a lot of money off this little bottle. If you want to put coatings like this onto windshields, you can charge whatever you want. I'm not charging this customer that much at all. Only because I'm fixing that high spot in the back. I had to fix that. So I figured, well, come back in, I'll take care of the windshield coating for you. You already paid for a full paint enhancement and ceramic coating to begin with, so I'm going to throw this in. But usually, if you're going to charge for a separate windshield coating, anywhere between $75 to $100, use your discretion. Depends on your demographic. You might even be able to do it quickly, make a quick $50 as an add-on if you're mobile, or even at your shop. But again, it's your discretion. You charge what you need to charge. But just for example, if you're a mobile guy and you want to install this stuff, because it's not like a traditional coating, you can apply it outdoors. I've done that before. And you just have to give it a long wait time, like 30, maybe even 40 minutes. So do this at the beginning of your detail. And then by the end of it, you should be able to just wipe it off. So we'll give that some time to dry. And you can apply this to everything, all the glass as well. Just make sure to prep it properly and you'll be good to go. This will last a long time. Usually 6 months to 8 months on the windshield. On the side, you can probably go past a year and a half, maybe even 2 years on all the side glass because it doesn't get abrasion from the windshield wipers. So you can go much longer. I think I applied a little bit heavy here in the beginning. So I'm going to let that, I'm going to smush this out a little bit more, nice and thin. And I want to make sure I get every square inch. So I'll go back through and you'll feel it. You'll feel that it's like nice and slick underneath the applicator. Any little grabby spots, dry spots, they will feel grabby. All right, so let's let that sit. So if you're wondering about this rolly chair that I have here, I actually got, not the exact same model that he had, but Gabe Fletcher at his shop, Total Detailing, had these really nice chairs. This is like the step down from them. They're kind of pricey, but I splurged and rewarded myself because I hate using that other stool. It was really uncomfortable and it was just getting to me. So I kind of splurged and got this really nice chair. So very comfortable, and it raises up about that high. And you have this thing that you can twist around and put stuff on. So I like it. It's much more comfortable than that other crappy stool that I had. So we're going to use CarPro Pearl straight. I already shook it up and applying it on a little applicator here. So it's been about 30 minutes. Let's check it. Oh wow, that's wiping off pretty easily. Not bad. It's slightly greasy, but take multiple towels and you can get all of that off. And if it's still too greasy, just wait longer and remove it.
Did the high spot come off?
Yeah, but it took quite a lot of hand polishing.
Really?
It's tenacious, yeah.
I thought you were going to have to wet sand it.
No.
Do you have to reapply?
No. I just applied CarPro Essence Plus. One last thing is to go through the door jambs and make sure those are looking good. So I'm going to use a little bit of CarPro Reload. Not Reset. That doesn't make any sense. and just go over the door jambs. They're looking pretty good. The Honda's done. So we just hit all the door jambs, glass is looking good, paint's looking great, wheels and tires, and windshield is coated. And yep, good to go. Oh, there's a little bit of smearing. I'll get that. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit longer and then we'll wipe it off. But if that does happen and the smearing kind of comes back, it means it's not fully dry yet. Or it could mean that the inside needs a little bit of cleaning as well. But yeah, you can see how it's a little bit smeary still, but it will go away. You see it like that, and eventually it will start to kind of fade away. Oh, actually up here, yeah, that's on the inside. So we'll hit that as well. So these little mitts really help a lot to get into those tight areas of the windshield and the back glass. And I use this for the first cleaning, and then you can stick a towel on top of it and the microfiber kind of grabs itself, and you can grab it with your thumb here. And I clean with the back of my palm. So hand up, back of the hand, and I get better leverage cleaning the glass that way. So yeah, I like these. These are awesome. They're cheap and they're thin, but they work really great for glass cleaning. Okay guys, so the Honda is done. We're gonna allow that to cure, but the glass is looking great inside and out on the windshield. It's polished, it's cleaned, it's coated, looking great. So, yep, this one's done. Okay guys, the Honda is done. The paint is looking really nice. This high spot, gone, and basically using the CarPro Essence, I used a little bit of CarPro Essence Plus at the end just to kind of apply a little bit more on there, and it says to let it dry for about 30 minutes or so. It's going to kind of heal that spot. So I had to take down that spot with the microfiber applicator and CarPro Essence and gently kind of polish away each layer until that high spot was gone. And if you're worried about it removing the coating around it, well, it's not really going to do that. I had to really kind of go aggressive by hand, and I say aggressive by hand, to remove the coating, but little by little by little. So I didn't just attack it like crazy, layer by layer, and I kept checking my work and checking it until it was all gone. So I'm confident that that's fine. It removed the high spot. It's going to leave the rest of the coating untouched. But I put a little bit of CarPro Essence Plus on there, and that is going to kind of heal it, kind of restore it. But again, it's at the 5-month mark. This coating can go up to 2 years, and the owner does a good job of maintaining it himself. This isn't opt-in to our maintenance program. He does it himself. But that's okay. It actually is holding up really, really well. The paint, the plastic, and now the windshield is coated and ready to go. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And if you're interested in any of the tools, the products that we used, then check out the links down below. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. I hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you next time. Take care.